현재 실전이다. 누굽니까? 위에서 명령하면 난 전달하고 넌 죽인다. 지금 현주 씨가 아는 제 모습은 제가 아니에요.
연수 씨가 어떤 사람이라도 어떤 일이 있어도 타겟 누구였던 겁니까?
그 남자를 죽여야만 내가 살 수 있다. 만약 그렇다면 그건 세상에서 가장 슬픈 일이야. 지금 보여줄게. 당신이 날 어떻게 만들어. 아저씨, 단 한순간이라도 날 사랑한 적 있어?
Hey there, folks. I'm Chris Brown. Will's back there somewhere behind Titan. So, and we just got done watching an episode for good old Chop-Socky cinema. That's right. We're back again for good old Asian Kung Fu flicks. And boy, is this one a true Asian Kung Fu flick. Actually, not even Kung Fu. We're just straight up brutal. We'll go with, oh God, bullet belly. We'll go with
got some really good scenes.
I mean, there really was.
I really like the camera working. And before someone copyright strikes us, I'm going to turn the sound off.
Yeah, that might be.
Because we're doing the whole thing where what we normally do, which is have it playing in the background.
And just in case you guys are wondering what we are talking about, we're talking about another Well Go USA film known as Villainess.
And this, by the way, is why I can't have nice things.
I personally really do explain this as like Kill Bill meets John Wick. And,
matter of fact, one of the people, one of the review gazettes said that same exact
thing. Yes, we watched the trailer because literally I was like, huh. And there's many elements you could tell from both of those films. Starts off legitimately no context, no nothing, but straight up first-person view. Very similar to, what's that movie?
Hardcore Harry.
Hardcore Harry, where it's just straight first-person view.
Which is a movie I have not seen, but should have seen by now.
And it's 100% first-person view, and all you see is our main heroine coming in, busting out the place, and literally killing a line of people down the hallway to where she's trying to get to. And so,
all from a first-person perspective. Basically, someone strapped a GoPro to this person and just kept going.
Just kept going. Upon doing so, she finally wrecks through all these people, gets through, cops get her. Then, instead of, most people, jail time, death penalty, whatever, they decide to use her in their assassination program that they have up. So, basically, she goes through this training, gets told that, hey, Suki, I think is her name? Suki, yeah. Is told that she can have a free life outside of this world if she goes through the training, figure out what she's good at.
Here's after she signs a contract. She's free.
Now, the kicker to this is funny because she feels like she just needs to die, and like, I don't want any of that. There's no reason to. Until she's told she's with a child. At that point, she changes her mind and decides to go along with it. And even in this assassination training place, they still semi-treat them like human beings. even the child is there growing up in this world, like at least till she's like what, maybe 1 or 2? I think 1 at least.
I want to say 2.
I want to say at least 2. Anyways, so realistically, after finally completing her very first mission and is now allowed to live outside and live a semi-free life, she does know she's under surveillance. It's not like it's being hidden or anything. With that, she's now just trying to live life, but gets told, "Hey, you got a mission here, whatever it needs to be."
Because she still has however long
left on her contract. Going forward, she meets a gentleman who just happens to be moving in right next door at the exact same time. He's doing his darndest to, have this woman fall in love with him.
Or at least, not be considered
creepy. Even though it came off pretty hard that way.
Yeah.
But in any
doing all that.
No. But in any case, things seem to be looking smooth. He seems to do things the right way to the point where she's willing to do so. Willing to finally say, settle down, be with the guy, and do whatever. And it seems like everything's run smooth. Hey, she's living a decent life. She's found herself a new man. Everything's looking good. Awesome. And then things just hit the fan so hard, it's not even funny. To the point where she's supposed to assassinate one other person and have everything be taken care of, everything be cool, her wedding, everything awesome. The person she has to kill is somebody she hesitates to actually kill, and that causes a chain reaction of the death of her new husband and her child, as well as everyone else she knows, to the point where literally
not everyone.
Well, not everyone. Well, practically might as well be everyone.
Yeah,
might as well be.
I mean, there's only like the one person that we know of left standing.
Yeah, I know, right? And all of a sudden, it's like the movie now ends almost the way it began, with a chain of fights. Once again.
Good fights.
Huh?
Really good fights.
Really good fights. And I thought to myself, wow, this is ridiculous. And so, by the end of it, it literally has the same setting as we had at the beginning of the film. Her standing there, cops have arrived. Everything's done and done. It is what it is, and it's been a roller coaster literally from the beginning, pretty much all the way to the end. Plot twist, like I was never expecting to see in this movie. Like, it even shocked me.
I was expecting one.
They gave you like 20. I don't know why.
Just wouldn't stop at one point in time.
So at the film, they do a series of flashbacks, basically giving you an idea of her set skills and how she learned them, as well as her past of her love life and everything she's known up to this point. Literally, she has done nothing but murder and chaos since she was a kid. No joke.
Maybe 14.
Maybe-ish. But maybe in her teens, maybe about that time, but still, she's known a lot of murder, a lot of killing for a long time. To the point where her father is being killed. Obviously, he's in some shady business, but they don't really clarify that portion of it as much. Well, no, they did. I think they said something about like meth and some other stuff.
Well, that's not what he was killed for. He
had something else. But that
I believe it's the hard drives they were looking for. I think those were like an insurance policy.
Insurance policy
for someone.
Yeah,
and he wanted it
to make sure. And so, and there's a bunch of other stuff to it. And the reviews, we can see a lot of her training, her love life, and everything else that follows through it. Now, with her father being killed by the random assailant, who I will tell you now is a whistler. That's a big key. Kidnaps her and takes her for training. He literally has her do all sorts of stuff, learn how to put a gun together, make sure she knows how to get the kill done, and etc., to the point where, like, even at the beginning of the film where she's learning how to hold her breath for long periods of time. And that plays a key factor in a lot of the movie. Especially a lot of the different scenes that she goes through and why she's capable of doing what she does. And why she has to learn to do what she knows how to do. Her flashbacks, you know, it seems like her hero, her love life has always been there. To get her in the right spot where she needs to be. But he obviously was using her for a bigger, better plan. We'll find out later. Skipping back forward to the present, we see, after seeing all these different training regimens, all these different things that she's going through, even current to the scene we're seeing now,
where it's like a challenge of her putting together a pistol against one of the other trainees or agents that she ends up working with at least once, and it flashes back to a similar scene, which kind of should have been somewhat of a giveaway that he had a vendetta against this the agency, and that's why he basically uses her to go after them.
Pretty much.
You find that out. It's actually a really good scene. I like the way it transitions and everything.
Back and forth.
Back and forth.
And because the idea behind it is, especially the part where it's in the past, and realistically, she had that one.
Yeah. She
100%.
had that one.
Yeah, every time but that scene showed one thing that had in common between her past and her present. The person she was going up against was in a hurry and panicking. Because
She was calm as Christmas.
Yep, as calm as could be. Because the guy was like, oh God, my life's on the line. Da-da-da-da-da. He's fumbling. The other one is, I gotta be better than her. I gotta show I can do it better than her. And, once again, fumbling. Well, she's just, this piece here, da-da-da-da.
Slide,
all right.
spring.
Yeah, da-da-da-da. And I'm thinking to myself, wow. I was like, y'all need to learn something.
Calm the fuck down, possibly?
Yeah, I know. It's like, Jesus. Well, now we kind of like have an idea. But now the gentleman who has stolen her heart, trained her, done all sorts of stuff, is now the love of her life. Wants to marry the person. Everything seems smooth up until they bring back a body to her during their honeymoon, mind you. That said, yeah, hey, it's him. Oh my God, we want to go kill your father's sentence. Oh my God, and thus we're at a scene at the beginning of the movie again, where she was supposed to die. Obviously, she didn't. Now here comes the part of the present.
And that also is part of your first twist.
Yes, it is one of your first
twists. Second twist is a Kaiser Soze-esque reveal.
So now we get back to the future where our boy who has moved in next door to our main heroine now has truly
I'm trying to remember his name.
I can't remember his name off the top of my head, but he is truly trying to get to marry her and being legitimate about it. Like he even at the beginning of the film when we first meet him in the agency has fallen in love with this girl.
Yeah.
I mean, taking notes on her, favorite color, what she likes to eat, all of it. Like it's there. But he's there kind of like as direct eyes on the agent to make sure she's not going to do anything dumb, whatnot.
Well, I believe he's basically taking notes just to eventually be her handler when she goes on the outside.
And I mean, that's the idea, and that's why I said he's direct eyes. Where like they have all the cameras all over the place, she knows that, but he's literally there as literally direct contact to make sure nothing's going to go awry if anything were to do so. But here's a plot twist for you. It turns out that he is actually the son, literally, of the chief director of this assassin's agency. which becomes a huge deal. Because it's happy-go-lucky, they get married, it's fantastic, and...
you find out he's genuinely in love
with her. And when he's like, I need to ask parents, blah, 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 yeah, oh, yeah, and everything going smooth. And then our heroine, Suki, actually has to kill on her wedding day. How odd.
Well, I mean,
I guess not too odd.
I want to say La Femme Nikita did something like the movies. Like, because La Femme Nikita was made from... Yeah, I got you on that. But I think that's one of the few things, besides, like, the agency...
Yeah.
And... The agency and that one particular scene in the bathroom, which was pretty awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Are definitely reminiscent of La Femme Nikita, so...
Well, it's... The thing is, now she's...
Because I was just a similar thing. I can't remember if it was, like, a honeymoon thing or something else.
But she gets her tools, gets her rifle ready, and she's ready to snipe whoever she's supposed to be sniping. And she's told to kill the guy with the sunglasses. Okay. You with sunglasses. Awesome. There's glasses. Alright. He turns around and, oh my god, it was her first love.
Yep.
She fails to kill him. Which is where I told you before, the chain reaction starts. Because of that, he's able to go in and figure out, somebody over here tried to kill me. Who was it? But he can't quite put his fingers on it.
Or even if he's in the right spot. Until.
Until after he because when he's in the bathroom, our cleaning woman didn't do her job. Unfortunately. Not completely, anyways. Thus gave him kind of a tip of roughly where the shots came from and who it might have been. So when he sees a picture of her, he can't recognize her at all. Which brings me to my next point. They did plastic surgery on her. Our main character is played by two different women. They do that on purpose. The plastic surgery obviously is what keeps them apart. In the past, we got her original look, and then obviously we get her new look going into the present day. But that new look is the only reason he cannot figure out is her. He does ask a few questions. Kind of dives into it a little bit. But the way she answers and the way she kind of goes at it, he kind of goes, well, I think I got her. I don't think so. And kind of backs off for a minute. Does a little bit of more research. Finds out, yes, it's her. And worst thing off, he wants to make sure that this whole thing is done. Like, she's a leftover that needs to go away in order for him to continue on to do what he needs to do.
Loose end.
All the time, loose ends. Unfortunately, tying up the loose ends causes her new family, her new husband, and her daughter to be killed. And upon that, that's when things get really, really rough. Because she now, ultimately at this point, wants this to end, wants it gone. So now, she's like, I need to know where he's at, I need to kill him. Finds him, and proceeds to go to town. By driving a car into the damn building. I'll tell you, man, that was probably one of the best things ever. Oh god! Unload onto the car!
They actually did a lot of believable... One thing they actually did in this movie that I commend them for, they actually did a lot of believable stunts in this.
Yeah.
Like, the way the car, like the distance from the parking garage, the top of the parking garage to where she needed to go, there actually was enough cleft.
To where it actually would have...
It actually would have legitimately went into that, to where she needed to go.
Yeah, she backed that bad boy up and went, alright.
There was no ramp or anything. It just kind of went.
Just went.
Went where it needed to go.
And I always thought it was great. Although the part that got me was unload on the car. Nothing. I got shot. unload on the car. I'm like, obviously it didn't come from the car because you pretty much put every bullet you had into that damn car. She probably would have been dead already. It's like, but in any case, this is where we get into, I want to actually talk a little bit about the fight scenes itself and the camera work. Because by God, the camera work at first I was like, God, I can see someone being dizzy if this was in 3D. Real quick.
Because they do a lot of like shaky cam kind of thing.
And the shaky cam almost feels like there literally is another person standing next to these people, like in the middle of all this fighting, just with a GoPro and just moving around with them. Like, literally.
But for what it does, it actually works really, really well. So
I
commend that.
So it feels like this, it just feels like, from the first person view, when it switches out, and all of a sudden now it's cameraman with his camera doing whatever, doing shake cam, getting the low angles, getting the top angles, doing whatever he has to do to get the right moves. It feels just right. Like, nothing seemed completely out of place, except for some of the BS tricks and stuff that they do with fighting.
Yeah.
But typical, to me, Asian combat flicks, you know. They always do a lot of things over the top. Especially at the end, where she's chasing that group down who's gotten away in a bus. To the point.
Oh my God, she was awesome.
Yeah, so she hijacks the car, gets in it, like, starts gunning it. Finds a random water ball that just happens to be there, like a full-on water ball. Not drunk, nothing. Uses it to punch the gas. Gets out the front of the car from the windshield that she busted out already. Sits there, anchors herself down with a hatchet, and drives the car this way. Just straight up.
Sorry, that's badass.
And she's like, this is like, okay, I'm catching up. Good, time to jump onto the bus. And there's a lot of hatchets in this movie.
Noticing that a lot.
And so, by the time we get to it, the one thing she constantly asks is like, did you truly love me? In that particular moment, it was like, when he finally decided, you know, no, I was after something your father had this entire time, and what gave it away was he finally whistled. The entire time he met her again, he never whistled, but at the end, he was just like...
Yeah, all of a sudden her hesitation
goes immediately out the window. Because the second he whistled, he was like, you're the bastard. That's the end of it. So, with all that, all this, you know, ups and downs in this entire movie, you know, obviously there's things that, you know, we give thumbs up, other things we give thumbs down.
I'll say name something prominent that you didn't like about it first.
If I had to pick something I truly didn't like, it was the amount of plot twists in the film. I know it kind of sounds odd, but I think there was a lot of plot twists. Like there was this big one. I was like, okay, cool. Then there was another one. Then there was another one. And there was another one.
I think in actual total there was maybe six
actual
gone over in the span of 15 minutes.
Yes, and it was just like, oh, well, dang. I was like, okay, didn't see that coming. Didn't see that. Like none of it I saw. So it was like
there was like a minute before they happened. I was like, wait a second. Is that? And then it gets confirmed right before I can get it out.
And it's just one of those things that's like, I think there's just too many. I think some of these could have been done early, just said, hey, this is who we are, blah, blah, this is what this is. Wouldn't have changed a thing for me. But keeping it hidden until, like, for this particular 15, 20-minute block, all right, we're going to give it to y'all. I'm like, no, too much information.
Like, literally the only twist that makes real sense to keep it quiet for that long is the main reveal, the big reveal. Of who actually kills her father.
Yeah, that makes sense. Everything else they could have done much sooner, and nobody would have ever... It would have had the same effect. But that would be something I truly disliked about that.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that, and I'll take it a step further and go, they could have, I don't like the time frame in which they reveal every single plot twist. I don't like that. That was the thing that I was just kind of slightly annoyed by. that stood out.
Yeah, I'm about to say the fact that the husband is the son of the chief. I was like, that could have been revealed much sooner.
Yeah.
And because it was a huge plot twist, it really was. But it was just like, why didn't we know sooner?
Well, I think they kind of hint at it because they keep making jokes about him sleeping with the chief in order to get a promotion.
Yeah,
and
they do.
I was like, huh? And then suddenly, back in my mind, it was just like maybe there's something else to that. Maybe he's not. Maybe there's something else going on. Maybe he's like a cousin or like a relative or something, or she that was like her favorite pupil at once, and she just took a liking to him. But that I was like, I really was expecting something different with that plot twist. But it was actually a good one.
It was good. But here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. The plot twists weren't bad themselves.
It was just the amount and the time frame that they put them in were
lot.
kind of overwhelming. They weren't really like bad. They were just more or less overwhelming. Just like this plot twist. Oh God, this plot twist. Oh shit, this. Okay.
Right, all
this
that's been like 20 minutes. It's like, y'all should have spread that out
20 minutes.
much better.
Like the one with like revealing that's the chief's son. That could have been. You could have just
done
put
that,
over near the
beginning, and it would have been like, huh, interesting. Then it would have made more sense why he was like really trying and working together, and he had to ask his parents, for to marry and all that kind of stuff. It was like, oh, okay. It'd be a lot better if if she didn't have to ask the exact same person for marriage, which I thought was odd. It's like, well, I gotta talk to my boss, see if she's allowing me to marry. And she's like, yeah, let me go talk to my parents. Exact same person. I was like, wow. So there's that. But
okay.
But I guess if I had to pick something I truly enjoyed, I love the camera work for all the fight scenes. I really dig them. I like the first person view, and then as soon as they're done with first person view, it's like boom. Okay, now we're in third person.
Okay, that transition from out of first person to
third person
was actually really good. I like that.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, and here's a mirror. Boom. Okay, we're out of the mirror. Now we're in third person view. Now let's do this. And the fact that you would constantly go in and out of first person view, third person view is kind of funny. Because there are a lot of the scenes, the cameraman either was a camera, or the cameraman was a person who would be looking up or being like, oh God, right before something would happen. And I was like, oh, that's actually entertaining that you would switch in and out of that. So, but I mean, that's my ups and downs for it. I mean,
man, I'm trying to think of something I enjoyed besides like just about everything in this movie.
Well, that's the thing. Like this,
it's kind of hard to find out.
I picked this movie thinking, oh, this seems interesting, and all of a sudden, like we watch it and we're like, gotta keep watching.
Yeah, it was just the whole thing of just like there was a lot of stuff in this movie that was really enjoyable.
I mean, even with the down times where it's mostly just dialogue, love stuff, whatnot,
story stuff
it's engaging because you want to see where this because the character development was really good for let's see, how long is this movie? Hour and 24-minute feature-long film.
Really?
Yeah, it was only an hour and 24 minutes.
Damn, I felt like it was a little longer than that. I mean, not in a bad way. I mean,
not in a bad way.
It felt like it was a little longer than that because
you have it's because like they go through a lot of storyline purposes. They do fast track a lot of the storylines a little bit.
But the thing I was about to say was they don't really a progression of time. I guess you could use the kid as a progression of time, which you kind of can't because once the kid gets like big, you really lose all track of progression of time. That was the whole point I was trying to make about that.
Yeah, you do kind of, but I guess but she goes from having short to long hair, which could be, and she keeps long hair for a while, but she kind of grows into her new look of her plastic surgery a lot better as time goes on. Kid one, I don't even think was even really, no, the kid was walking by the time they left, so easily.
I wasn't completely talking
yet. So I would say she couldn't have been that old by the time.
No, actually no. She might have been
No, she couldn't have been that old at all.
maybe 5 or 6.
Five or
Maybe
six.
5.
Maybe 5 might have been better accurate.
Yeah, 5.
So it's only been a couple of years easy
yeah.
since she was in agency, and then a few years after that, going into her living a normal life. It's hard to really give too many downsides because there isn't a whole lot of them, but there's a ton of ups. And so,
I mean, it's like you were saying earlier, it's really hard to pick just one thing I enjoyed about this movie. I do like, because I like the fight scenes in it, and especially the way a lot of them were choreographed, especially the beginning scene, which just throws you in like straight into it from her perspective, from her point of view, and I really enjoyed that.
I just didn't realize how badly the henchmen or cronies were that dumb. Like, my whole thought process was, I still think that, oh god, the scene where she should have blown herself up.
She just did it anyway. Yeah.
She should have just done it.
Either that or just toss the bag out into the lobby.
I would have been like, would have been done.
Close the door. Oh, by the way, here, and, you know.
Oh,
that kind of
I know what you're here for. I'm not actually here to kill you. My bad. Here you guys go.
Or play dumb.
Play dumb like, because all the letter said was, a woman's coming to kill you. That's all it said.
Don't know who.
Didn't say who, and I would just walk up like, is something wrong, gentlemen? I'm just here to, okay.
I'm just here to deliver a package.
Package?
Or at least wait till he got it in his hands. And then,
I've been like, this is it. I mean,
anyway
yeah, whatever. It's
whatever.
we're rattling on. I mean, that is what it is. I mean, what do we do from? Yeah, it really is.
It actually is way better than I was expecting it to be. I thought it was just going to be like some random movie, some random Korean movie, which was really good. And apparently, like the guy who plays the son is also, I believe it's the same actor who plays the main character in A Company Man, which is also another really good revenge flick. If you get the chance to see that, definitely see that. It came out before this did.
Oh yeah.
It came out. I'm not even going to try and speculate when it came out, so there's that part. But I know I saw it about 2-3 years ago when someone told me about it. I was like, huh, really? All right, let's watch this.
Oh, so I guess if I had to give this 4.5 cranes. I almost don't want to give it a full 5, but like I said, I think the whole fast track of plot twist kind of threw it off for me just a bit. Because I felt like that could have been progressed throughout the entire movie, not just, here you go, last minute before we get to the big fight scene at the end, here's all the plot twist reveal. No.
I understand they were going for the big long reveal kind of thing, but
the only long reveal
works, but it doesn't really work.
The only long reveal they needed
was who the real
killer was.
Who her dad's real killer was.
And that was it. Because that's the only one that made sense.
Because everything else you could just work into the story in different aspects of it. I personally will give this 4 because I believe this movie could have benefited from being maybe 20 more minutes longer.
Yes.
Just for the simple fact that, I mean, I understand it was an hour and 24 minutes. I mean, it could have benefited from being an hour and 50 minutes just to flesh out some other stuff. But other than that, I really did enjoy this more than I thought I was going to do it. But I will give it 4.
Vengeance story that never stops being a vengeance story.
Basically. And I'm a big revenge fit fan, so there's that.
Never stops. Takes a quick break, but never really stops.
All right, well, thank you for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry about the random cuts that we're going to have throughout this entire thing. But definitely go check out the Villainess. And don't forget, I guess, to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you want to. If you like it, just hit the like button. If you don't like it, hit the dislike button.
Tell us why.
And please, if you hit the dislike button, please tell us why, or give a comment on what we can do better. Because I am all about trying to make quality stuff here.
I agree.
There's that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we of Geek Carolina, we out. We'll see you next time.